Coach. I'm Daniel Elizondo, Communications Director for Silsbee ISD. We're here at Moore CDJR on Highway 96 bypass in Silsbee. Welcome, Coach Smith. How are you doing?
Good, I'm doing good.
Big win again, 3 in a row for Silsbee Tigers. Beat Spring Hill 21-6 in Longview. Long road trip.
Yeah, that's a long way. We went all the way out there and played well. We're excited, so it was a good trip for us.
I know defensively we played really well. We're looking at 7 sacks more probably in that game. Tell me about the defense in this game.
Yeah, we played really well. I think, officially tackles behind the line of scrimmage, I think we had 11 sacks. Samuel Roundtree had 3 or 4 of those. He played really well. Our whole defensive line, Roundtree, Hale, Kevin Lightfoot, Jiren, Dolan, all those guys played really well. Secondary played good. Inside backer play was good. We played pretty well defensively, and so that was a positive.
It looked like the defensive backs had some opportunities to have some picks in that game. They had their mitts on the ball.
Sure, yeah, and they threw it. I don't know what the exact stats were, but they threw it close to 40 times, and so I thought we did well in the pass defense.
Second quarter, Draylon Taylor, 26-yard catch and run pass, kind of found a seam there on the side and was able to run it into end zone.
Yeah, that was big. He broke a tackle and went up the sideline, and so that was big. Got us on the scoreboard and got us the lead, and we took the lead in at half, 7-3, I think it was.
And I think, defensively, like we talked about how well they played, holding them to 6 points. They had a fumble snap on one of their field goal attempts, and then forced them to kick 2 field goals to get those 6 points. Chris Martin, big night for him, 44-yard touchdown run and a 29-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, I think Chris had like 13 carries for 150 yards, something like that. Yeah, he had a big night. He really was big. First drive of the second half, we came out and scored 3 or 4 big runs that he had, and so that was big. That first drive of the second half is big, and we came out and kind of set the tone for the whole second half with that.
How do you compare this team with the teams that we've played in the past?
It's hard to compare. I thought defensively they were pretty well. They were really well coached on both sides of the ball. I thought defensively they had a really good plan for us, and I thought they did well. They had a big defensive line, more faster than probably we anticipated. I thought they tackled well, and so it was a good game for us.
Going into this next game, which is the district opener with West Orange Stark, 3 consecutive wins. What's the mentality right now with the team?
Oh, the kids are excited. We're operating the same thing we tell the kids every week. We're operating on 1-0 mentality. It is a big game. It's our first district game. It's what we've been working towards and all those things. And this is the first one that really counts, towards our goal of getting to the playoffs and all those things. But at the same time, we just got to focus on the task at hand and going over there and being ready to play.
A lot of hype at the beginning of the season with all these preseason picks, and I know it's hard for you guys to gauge how the season is going to go, but how do you talk to the kids about that and keeping that out of their heads?
Well, that's the biggest thing. I talk to the kids about outside noise, outside distraction, all those things. You can hear it, but don't listen to it. And to just stay focused on their job and focused on their job and their role in the team, and not get caught up in all that other stuff. There's so many things for kids to get distracted with, social media and all the different things, but just focus on what we got to do.
West Orange Stark, they call this a down year for them and maybe like a rebuilding year, but it's hard to say that because it's West Orange Stark.
Yeah, there's no doubt. They've played a really tough schedule, as we have too, and some of the same teams actually, and so they're still a really good football team. And so they've had some close losses against some really good people. They lost in Nederland 19-18. They lost to Newton 21-7. They've played some really good people. They lost to Crosby by 9 points, I think, 11 points, something like that. And so those are all really good football teams.
Biggest asset that West Orange Stark has, and it seems to be year after year after year, is their team speed. Is that what you see in this team again?
Yeah, defensively, they're really good. They'll be as good as any defense we've played. Defensively, they do a great job. They run to the football and tackle well. They don't miss any tackles, and they get their butt to the football every play. And so it'll be a challenge for us. to move the football, and we just got to go out there and execute and play our game.
It playing there at Dan R. Hook Stadium, it's always tough to play over there, and West Orange Stark has pretty much had our number the last few years. What is it going to take for Silsbee to win this game on their turf?
We have to, some of the same things we talk about as some of our goals. But we have to win the battle up front. I think that's huge on both sides of the ball. I think we have to be able to win the battle up front, and so if we can do that, then that puts us right where we want to be. And obviously, we need to take care of the football, and we need to create turnovers. I think one of probably the other thing is, besides the turnovers, besides winning the battle up front, special teams. We have to be really good on special teams, and so that's something that West Orange is known for. So they're known for being really good on special teams, and they're known for defense. And we have to pull out and play really well on special teams in this game.
Going to be a field position game then, do you think?
Yeah, I think every game is. But I think it's real important. I do think field position, I think kicking game is huge. It's something that we always emphasize to the kids. And so that's going to be a big part of the game.
It's tough. If you give West Orange Stark that short field, it just makes it tougher to defend.
Sure.
Defensively for them, defensive backs, Javon Ross, Tayshawn Teal, those guys are supposed to be really good. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're good in the back end, and so we just have to go out and execute and do what we do. And so, we're excited about our game plan. I think the kids are fired up. We've practiced well. We know they're going to be good, but at the same time, we're going out there expecting to go out and go into the game and get a win. So, we're going to go after it with all we got.
Going to be a huge crowd there. They're free admission to this game because they're celebrating their 500th football game. And that's more pressure added on Silsbee.
Yeah, I think that's going to be. I don't know that it's added pressure, but I think it'll be a neat environment. That many people they're probably going to have. It's not homecoming, but it's probably going to be like that kind of environment as far as how many people come back there for this and the free admission and all those things. I'm sure it'll be a neat environment for the kids to play in. So that's going to be fun.
Any other thoughts that you have, Coach?
No, we just, we need as many people out there in Maroon as we can get. We know we're expecting a big crowd, and we're expecting them to have a big crowd on their side. I'm expecting a big crowd on our side. We just, these kids just need the support, and we're excited about this opportunity to go out and play in our first district game.
All right.
All right, thanks, sir.
Thank you.